Welcome to the podcast, Let the Prophet Speak. Today we are studying Isaiah 35, one of the most beautiful and also most famous chapters of Isaiah, one of the most touching with its beautiful imagery, and I'm looking forward to studying it with you. This is Saul Weinreb, your host for the podcast. Last chapter 34, I mentioned the fact that in Isaiah's imagery, and we've had this repeated times, and I quoted several of them in the last podcast, that when societies are corrupt, one result of that is the abuse of nature and the taking advantage of nature in such a way that it becomes destroyed, and that part of the punishment is that God will eventually mete out on this place because they destroyed the nature around them, because they destroyed the trees of the forest and the fields and so on, that the cities will be destroyed and be replaced and returned to nature. The imagery here is how once those cities are destroyed, and once the evil is destroyed and the destruction that people have wrought upon the earth is over, that nature will rebound and the beauty of nature will come back. And this is part of the imagery that Isaiah paints, the picture of the future, the earth coming back to life with plants and animals and water and so on. So we're going to see that in this chapter 35. I'm going to start with verse number 1 in verse 5. So Isaiah begins with some of the most beautiful and most poetic language in the entire book. Yisusum midbor v'tziyah. The wilderness and the dried lands will become happy and they will rejoice. V'togel arava v'tifrach kachavatzolet. And the arava, also the wilderness, the forests will come and blossom forth like a beautiful rose. Poroach tifrach. It will blossom, it will doubly blossom in a beautiful way. V'togel. And it will rejoice af gilat v'ranein. This nature and the beauty and the flowers and the trees will sing and dance. Kvod halevanon nitan la. The honor of the Lebanon, which is synonymous in the day with beautiful, big, healthy forests, will be placed upon it. This is a contrast. This is the exact contrast to how Isaiah started this when he criticized the people who were destroying the environment around them. If we look back at verse 33, chapter 33, verse 9, where Isaiah, this verse is almost a mirror image of that. That was the sad one, and this is the happy one. Avalum lola oretz, hechbir Lebanon kamal. The Lebanon is dried out and parched. Hayah hasharon ka'arava. The beautiful Sharon, which was a green field, has now become a wilderness. V'no'er Bashan v'Carmel. Now he's saying the opposite. Poroach v'tifrach v'togel af gilat v'ranein. Kevod halavanon nitan la. The honor of Lebanon. Hadar haCarmel v'Hasharon. The beauty of the farmland and the Sharon and the pasture land. Hema yiru chevod. Hema Yeru Chavod Adonai. They, nature, the beauty of the land, the beauty of the forests, they will get to enjoy the beauty of God, the honor of God, Hadar Eloheinu, the beauty of our God. And in this imagery, it's the evil people have been destroyed and have been replaced by nature, like he finished the last chapter, and now it is nature itself which gets to enjoy the beauty of God. And now Isaiah turns to the people that have been exiled in those places that were full of evil. Now it's time for them to come back. And he turns to them and he tells them, Chazku yodayim rafos. Strengthen your weakened hands, uvirkayim koshlos ametzu. And those knees that are shaking with weakness, ametzu, strengthen them. Yeshayahu is speaking to people who are weak of body, and the Radak points out, but people whose souls remain strong with God. So they're weak, their yadayim, their brikayim are weak from the suffering of exile. and the suffering that they suffered at the hands of those evil nations. However, their hearts remained strong with God. And he tells those people, Imru l'nimar, go to all those other people who are with you, who are scared, who are afraid. Chizku, tell them, be strong, al tiro, don't be afraid anymore. Because the evil is gone. He has taken, your God has come and taken revenge against evil. Gimul Elohim, he has given them what they have deserved. Hu yavo v'yoshachem, he will come and he will save you. And now, all those people who were weak of body but strong of heart are ready to accept God. Oz tipokachna einei ivrim. This is the source for the idea that in the days of the to come, people will be healed of their physical ailments. Then the blind people will have their eyes opened. V'oznei chershim, and the people who are deaf, tipotachna, their ears will be open. Oz yidaleg ko'ayel piseach, the cripples will jump and leap like a deer or an antelope. V'taron l'shoni lame, and he who is dumb and unable to speak will be able to sing. His tongue will start to sing. Ki nivka'u b'midbar mayim, because now within the wilderness has opened up with waters, u'necholim ba'arava, and in the desert there are now rivers. And the dry land, the pits have now become ponds and lakes. And the parched land has become fountains and springs of water shooting forth. They have become now a place where the ostriches are roaming free. They've become a place where reeds and plants are growing in the edges of the lakes. And in this beauty of nature, where the ostriches are roaming free and the animals are roaming free and the trees are blossoming and the flowers are blooming and people are being healed and the evil is gone, what's going to happen? A path through nature will develop. Nature will exist on one side and the other side of the path, but people will have a path to walk through. But a path, v'derech hakodesh yikari la, people will say that's the holy way, the path through the fields, the path through the pastures, the path through the beautiful world that God has created around us. That is the path of holiness. Think about that for a minute. That is what the path of holiness looks like. That is Yeshayahu's vision of holiness. And lo yavreru tameh, he who is impure, he who is one of those evil people, he can't go on that path. V'hulamo. It shall be for only those holech derech ve'evilim lo yitu. Right? This is the people that do travel on this path. The good people, they will not be, not even fools, not even evilim, not even fools will be able to get lost on this path. It will be a clear path, a path where you don't get lost, a path which leads to redemption. Lo yiyeh shamarye, there won't be wild, dangerous animals like lions that are attacking people. There's nothing to worry about. Ufritz chayos bal ya'alena, ferocious or angry beasts will not go on this path. Lotimat sham, they will not be found there. V'hol chugulim, and those that have been redeemed of evil, those that have been finally redeemed from their tormentors, they can go on this path and enjoy the beautiful nature around them and the peace and tranquility that comes thereby. Ufeduye Adonai Yeshuvun. This is one of the most beautiful and most poetic and most famous verses in Isaiah regarding the times to come. Those that are redeemed of God will then return. Uvo Tzion Berina, and they will come to Zion in song. The Simchat Olam al Rosham, and a happiness that will last forever will be upon their heads. Sason v'simcha yasigu, they will finally have achieved that level of sason v'simcha, incredible joy and happiness. V'nasu yagon v'anacha, and worry and anxiety and fear and sorrow will flee from them and be gone forever. Thank you so much for listening to Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 35. Looking forward to continuing our study with chapter 36 next.